you ever wonder why some people seem to improve effortlessly while others stay stuck? What if I told you that the secret isn't some grand overnight transformation? It's actually something so small, so simple, that most people overlook it. It's called the 1% rule, and it has the power to change your life in ways you can't even imagine. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to use it to achieve massive success in anything you want. Let's talk about the 1% rule. It's based on the idea that if you improve by just 1% every single day, those small gains compound over time into extraordinary results. Think about it, 1% seems tiny, almost insignificant. But here's the thing, when you stack up these small improvements consistently, they don't just add up, they multiply. This is the power of compound growth, and it works in every area of life. To really understand this, let's look at one of the most famous examples, the British cycling team. For decades, they were terrible. No Olympic medals, no Tour de France wins. They were so bad that top bicycle manufacturers refused to sell them equipment because they didn't want to be associated with failure. But then, in 2003, a guy named Dave Brailsford took over as head coach, and he had one simple strategy: marginal gains. He focused on making the team just 1% better in every possible way. They improved bike seats, adjusted hand positions, optimized nutrition, even figured out the best way to wash hands to avoid getting sick. Tiny changes, right? But in just 5 years, they started winning gold medals. And in 10 years, they dominated the sport. Now, think about your own life. What's one small improvement you could make today? Just 1% better. Maybe it's waking up 5 minutes earlier, reading one more page of a book, doing one extra push-up. It seems small, but over time, these small actions build momentum, and momentum turns into massive success. Let's take another example. Imagine two people, John and Sarah. They both start at the exact same level, but John improves by just 1% every day, while Sarah stays the same. After 1 month, there's barely a difference. After 6 months, John is noticeably ahead. And after a year, John is 37 times better than he was at the start, while Sarah is still at square one. That's the magic of compounding. It doesn't look impressive at first, but over time, it's unstoppable. Now, let me ask you, what if you applied this to your goals? What if, instead of aiming for massive overnight success, you just committed to getting a little bit better each day? Wouldn't that be more sustainable, more realistic, and, most importantly, more effective? But here's the challenge. Most people quit before they see results. Why? Because at the beginning, progress is invisible. It feels like nothing is happening. This is what James Clear, the author of Atomic Habits, calls the plateau of latent potential. Imagine an ice cube sitting at 28 degrees. You warm it to 29, then 30, then 31. Nothing happens. Then suddenly at 32 degrees, it starts to melt. That's exactly how the 1% rule works. You won't see results immediately, but if you stick with it, change will come. Let's take a moment and think. What's one thing in your life that you've given up on too soon? A skill you wanted to learn? A habit you wanted to build? A dream you wanted to chase? What if you had just kept going a little longer? And here's something even more powerful. This rule doesn't just apply to personal development. It applies to businesses, relationships, and even finances. Warren Buffett didn't become one of the richest people in the world through big wins. He did it through small, consistent investments over decades. The same principle applies to relationships. Small daily acts of kindness and appreciation build stronger bonds over time. Even in learning, reading just 10 pages a day turns into 12 books a year. Small actions, big results. So, how do you actually apply this starting today? Here's a simple 3-step process. First, identify one area of your life you want to improve. Don't try to change everything at once. That's a recipe for burnout. Just pick one. Second, break it down into tiny, manageable actions. If you want to get fit, don't start with a hardcore 2-hour gym session. Start with 10 push-ups. If you want to be a better writer, don't aim for a novel in a month. Start with 100 words a day. Third, track your progress. It's easy to feel like you're not making a difference, so write it down, keep a journal, use an app, or just mark it on a calendar. Seeing your streak grow will keep you motivated. And finally, trust the process. The first few days or weeks might feel slow, but remember the ice cube, remember the British cycling team, and remember John and Sarah. The results will come, as long as you don't quit. Before we wrap up, let me leave you with this question. If you commit to being just 1% better every day for the next year, where could you be 365 days from now? What kind of person could you become? If this video inspired you, don't forget to like and subscribe for more content like this. And if you're ready to start your own 1% journey, drop a comment below with the small habit you're going to improve starting today. I can't wait to hear your answers. See you in the next video.